I'm Jenn Gregory. I'm a care partner at the Rawlin at Riverbend. The Rawlin has had 21 resident deaths in 8 weeks. More than that now. Many of those people, they didn't have to die. We struck for recognition of our union because we couldn't wait for change. We couldn't watch one more unneeded death from understaffing and lack of training and just act like it wasn't happening. I promised a woman who was my friend, a resident who was dying from bedsores she didn't have to die from, that I would fight for her. She died a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still fighting for her. We all are. The Rawlins owners, Zack and Greg Falk at OneLife, would rather put up a tent in the parking lot and spend hundreds of dollars an hour on 24/7 union busters for weeks, rather than commit to having 2 care partners on a hall like they should have this entire time. They'd rather pay agency workers 1.5 to 2 times what we make than pay enough to keep people from quitting all the time. The Falks care more about the new carpet they put in place than the bed sores on my friend Jeanette's back. Not once in our 2 weeks on strike did the Falks or anyone from the Rawlin reach out to try to engage on the issues we were raising. But our community has. Y'all have come out and shown us that you care, and that means so much to us. Thank you for showing up on our picket line. Thank you for calling the Rawlin, and thank you for being here tonight. Aramis.
So, hi, my name is Aramis. I'm a med tech and lead care partner at the Rawlin at Riverbend, and I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting us over the last month, and particularly in the last 2 weeks during the strike. Thank you all for showing up, and especially to those who have been spreading awareness through our videos and to allow our voices to be heard outside of those walls. 10 days ago at our vigil, we lit 25 candles for those who have passed. And we know we will end up lighting more. The Falks' shame is on them, but myself and others, we're not going to carry their burden any longer. And I've said it before, but I don't want blood on my hands, and that's why we've organized. That's why we're all here. And plan on being a nurse and to make an impact, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I keep our residents safe, other residents safe. And this isn't just going to end at the Rawlin, it'll proceed farther than this. My coworkers and I, we've called APS before all this, but nothing happened. It took striking to get any attention brought to us, and multiple APS complaints have been filed in recent weeks, and investigations are still active. DHS interviewed us about staffing on our strike line, which is great, but where does it lead? The hard truth is that people like the Falks get away with their actions in the industry because residents die and families move on. New families come on and the whole whitewash continues. But as caregivers, we are your eyes and ears as to what's really happening and what's going on in these sort of places. And we need you to believe us. When we say something is wrong, it truly is. Lastly, I hope you stick with us as we move forward into this industry for a bigger and better change, not only for ourselves, but for the people that definitely deserve more than this.
Hi, my name is Summer, and I'm a lead med tech at the Rawlin. You've heard from Aramis and Jenn, and I know Elizabeth feels the same. We're all done watching people die unnecessarily just because it's cheaper to understaff and pay caregivers less than they would make at Panda Express. I'm done. I'm just done. Over the past 2 weeks of our strike, we have had amazing support from all of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I believe that the issues we raised will help families hold the Falks accountable to safer staffing at the Rawlin, and we wish them well. I hope that other caregivers in Oregon see what we have done and know that we are proud of what we did and that it was worth it. We are mandatory reporters, and we have done our job in telling our community exactly what's happening in our facilities. I'm announcing an official end to our strike and an unconditional return to work for those who wish to return. We believe there is an honorable path for caregivers who want to continue working at the Rawlin. We ask you to keep fighting for residents, call APS when you need to, and stay close with families and each other. However, the majority of us feel that continuing to work at the Rawlin when no changes have been made is not something we can do in good conscience. Tomorrow, I will be resigning along with Aramis, Jenn, Elizabeth, and many of our coworkers. We will not be returning to the Rawlin. This has to stop, not just for caregivers and residents at the Rawlin, but everywhere. Assisted living facilities and memory care have no staffing ratios. We have no training standards. We pay people less than they'd make flipping burgers to care for human lives at their most vulnerable moment. These companies, people like the Falks, and there are a lot of them in memory care, they are not going to hold themselves accountable or set a standard. We have to hold them to account and set that standard, and that's what we intend to do.